guys, and welcome to Watching Time. As promised, not totally, I was going to, at least I wanted to have a video on integrated bracelet watches. I have decided in this short video to focus instead on 3 new 2021 release integrated bracelet watches that I think are economically right for the price and definitely will offer you something that is similar, because 3 of them are more or less in the same price point, are going to be offering you a black dial mainly and a steel bracelet, a stainless steel bracelet. I think the 3 of them are playing exactly more or less along the same lines. Probably not totally for the citizen, but we will have a little bit of discussion on that. So what do we have here? We have 3 brands that are making a lot of noise recently and joined the race for the integrated bracelet watches. We have the Tissot Prx, in this case the automatic version, the Powermatic 80. We have the Citizen Series 8 automatic new line and watches, and we have the Yema French company with the Wristmaster just released and launched through Kickstarter in 2 waves, one that was to be delivered by December, which is the one I got, and another group of watches that are going to be delivered next year, depending on when or how fast you were on buying it on Kickstarter. So anyway, 3 interesting watches. Prices of these watches ranges around 500 to 1,000 euros, dollars, more or less. So if you want to put it in order of price, probably this is the correct order, because you have a 700 more or less euros watch with the Tissot, a 1,000 and something more, very little, euros Citizen, and a 500 euros Yema watch. At least this is what I paid in the pre-release, and I think the price should be a little bit higher than the Tissot in the retail price. So what we have here, we have 3 different watches with 3 different movements, obviously. So here we have the new in-house movement released by Citizen for the Series 8, that it's an innovation in terms of, let's say, a step forward in terms of movements from Citizen. Here we have the in-house Yema 2000 movement launched last year by Yema, and in the middle we have the Powermatic 80 that, yes, we can consider somehow to be an in-house movement. It is based on an ETA, but it's so heavily modified and so heavily machine-based compared to a normal ETA that it is an exclusive movement used on the Swatch group watches, particularly of the group of Tissot, Hamilton, and some of the Longines watches, because you will also find it there, even if it has another name. But with the Powermatic 80 name, you will find it in Tissot, in Hamilton, and in middle. So I think that are the generalities, and as far as the characteristics, the size of the 3 of them is more or less the same. So we are working around the 42 to 40 millimeters, with the smallest one, at least in terms of dial, to be the Yema. Then we have the Tissot, and the biggest case will be found on the Citizen. From the 3 of them, probably the Citizen is the one that presents the case that it's a little bit more, let's say, bigger, yes, but definitely more industrial in terms of impact directly, and size also, and the cut edges that it has. This is not a fully integrated watch, because you can actually try to take out this strap and try to fit something else. Yes, definitely, but at the same time, this is a watch that I don't think will fit with anything, particularly because of the case and all around. So when we go and and I have obviously a detailed video around the Citizen. I think Citizen has done a very good work in the launch of this Series 8. The case, overall shape, it's well performed. It has very nice polished sides and edges. It sits well on the wrist. The bracelet closes and moves itself with total freedom, being harmonic and beautiful on all sides while it does that. The clasp, it is a one-size clasp, so it doesn't have any micro adjustments. That's a drawback probably, but at the same time it's a clasp that works very well for the price range of the Citizen. Furthermore, you have a very particular mother of pearl dial behind this schematic, this skeleton that they have constructed on top, this kind of mesh of black color that I think works really, really well. And particularly when you have the watch live in person on your wrist, it is very, very subtle, and it's something that I really like and appreciate from it. We go back to the Tissot. So Tissot, second launch of the PRX, the one with the automatic movement, because it was launched last year with the quartz. Originally, it was a quartz movement made by Tissot in the 70s. Has reproposed its line. I think it is a nice relaunch of an interesting model of Tissot, and actually something that brought my attention back to Tissot, because I have been snobbing Tissot quite for a while due to that its models are nothing really new, particularly because they are mostly inspirations of other models. With this relaunch of the PRX, they have returned to their basis. It is still a brand with a nice history behind, and even if the Powermatic movement is not one of the best watch movements that you will find around, particularly because it is partially machine built and has a lack of pieces like the racket that you will not see on these watches that was taken off, to simplify and also modify it. I think it is a very well made watch for its price, and you have a very nice 70s vibe that you can use for a price that is quite affordable. Still, the movement is a good movement in terms of working and timekeeping, so that's perfectly fine. Obviously, it's type of movement that if something goes wrong, you will probably have to change the whole movement. It's not as the System 51 that Swatch is using, definitely, that's much cheaper, but it is not as good as a normal ETA, if we want to put it on another way. The dial has this very nice detail and shape on it that reminds you a lot of an Audemars Piguet, but I think overall is one of the best launches for 2021 of Tissot, and definitely brings back the nostalgia on integrated watches to the family. So last but not least, the Yema Wristmaster. Very interesting relaunch of a model that they had in the 60s. So Yema has been there for a while. It's a family originated French company. Now they have relaunched during the last couple of years their models. I really like the way the bracelet has been reworked. As you see, it looks like an inverted version of the one being used on the Tissot. The case and the shape of the case works just fine, and definitely having a smaller dial will make it work much more easily on a smaller wrist. There is a drawback. If you see the Tissot, it's probably smaller once you see the lug-to-lug size. It is much bigger on the Yema because the first link remains blocked and doesn't move around. The other drawback is that the bracelet, when it turns around here at this point, it showcases the non-brush side of the bracelet in a very weird manner that is going to be breaking a little bit of the harmony of the strap and the movement and closeness that it's going to be doing to your wrist, while you don't see this type of effect in the Tissot, because once the bracelet goes down, it actually hits itself inside of the other link. And I think this is an intelligent way of designing a bracelet. And it's something we are not seeing here. The same goes for this very nice and also detail, because you will see that you have a very nice detail bracelet link in the Citizen. Here you just have something that is raw, that it's not properly polished, but at the same time doesn't work with the polished side of the link previously there, because it works when you have all the links in this position, but once this comes out, and it comes out on a wrist, I'm going to show you guys just to have an idea. It seems to be, it gives you at least the impression that it looks bigger than the link before. I think this is a drawback in the design that Yema should be correcting, and have more attention in how they are going to be treating their bracelets. Is it something that Yema has not addressed on other Yema watches? Well, the answer is that unluckily it's a problem that you also find on other Yema models. And as you have seen here, you have the bracelet that imitates an integrated one that also protuberates, and there is a lack of attention to actually put something that it's more harmonic. Well guys, I hope you liked the video and like the quick review on 3 interesting integrated bracelet options. I am going to be adding this one here just because I think that color wise it looks to be part of the family, but we know very well that price wise it's absolutely not, because you probably can buy a total of 20, no, probably more than 20 watches with the price of the Chopard. That is a very nice integrated bracelet watch that definitely is out of range here, but I thought it was interesting showcasing it to you guys compared to the other cheaper integrated bracelet watches. So hope you like this video and see you very soon in the next one. Bye bye.